In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an assignment in Google Classroom. So unlike just posting resources, which if you look at this navigation bar, you see that I really never leave the stream in order to post resources. I just share something with a class by clicking here and posting it. To create an assignment, what you need to do is come up to this navigation toolbar and you need to hit classwork. Once you hit classwork, that is going to take you to a screen that looks like this. And this is where you can assign work to your students. There's a lot of interesting things that you can do here. You see it tells you you can create assignments and questions, use topics to organize your classwork, and then order the way that you want students to see the information. So if you want students to interact and complete work and turn it in the Google Classroom, this is where you will start managing that workflow. The nice thing is that anything that you assign in here will show up in your Google Calendar. It'll also show up in the students with elementary students. I'm not sure how useful that is. In the high school classroom, the students use that function a lot. And then when you create a Google Classroom, it automatically creates in your Google Drive a folder for that classroom. So any work that students turn in, you will see it in its own assignment folder in your Google Drive. So we'll kind of look at that here in a minute. In order to create an assignment, you just hit create, and you see that you have all of these different options here. The one that I use most frequently is just assignment, but you can ask just a question to your class and you can assign it points. This will show up on the stream for students. So if you just want them to write like a 2-sentence response, you can type a question in here, assign it a point value, and ask it. I haven't used that function very often in the classroom, but that might be something that you're interested in doing. I'm going to hit create assignment and walk you through what this looks like. So I'm going to have an assignment titled Parts of Speech. And I need to give my students some instructions, and I'm going to say, please access the attached document and complete the work as directed. So I'll put some instructions in there. Here's where I can decide if I'm going to assign this assignment points or not. I have something where I am going to give students 15 points for the work that they finish. I can decide to set a due date for this work. So we'll say Friday, December 20th. I want this work turned in. And this is probably one of my favorite features of the assignments in Google Classroom. So I can create a topic for this. So I want to create a topic, and this helps me as a teacher organize all of the information that I'm going to put into Google Classroom. So my topic will be, let's say, writing instruction. Or maybe I just want to keep it simple. Maybe I just want to say we're going to talk about parts of speech and writing. Or if I even wanted to be more specific, I could just say parts of speech. That's my topic. And then up here, I can say activity number 1. And what that's going to do, I'll show you where this pops up. It's easy for students to go back in the classroom and then by using topics, find the work or review the work that they want to look at. So that kind of sets up the assignment for me. Now I want to go into my Google Drive and get the assignment that I want students to work on. All right, here it is. So here's a parts of speech assignment that I made. I can go in my Google Drive and just add it. It'll show up here. Notice that it says students can view the file. I want students to actually do their work on this document and turn it into me. So this next step is very critical. I want to click here, and you see I have the options that students can edit the file or make a copy for each student. If I select students can edit file, that means all of my students are going to access one document. So they'll all be in there at the same time, writing on the same document. I don't want that for this assignment. I might want that for some other assignments, and we'll get into that in the next video about um, using docs and forms and slides to facilitate learning activities. But right now, I don't want that. I want every student to have their own copy. So I'm going to click make a copy for each student. What that's going to do is when students come in here and they click on this document, Google will automatically force copy this document for students. So they'll have their own document. They'll be able to write on it. Nobody else will be able to see it. And then they'll be able to turn it in from there. And so once I have that, I'm just going to click assign. I can, if I want to, schedule this assignment to go out at a different time. I use this option a lot if I knew that I wasn't going to be in school the next day. So let's say it was like a Thursday evening and I had to take Friday off for whatever reason. Then Thursday night, I would work on this and then I would schedule it to at Friday at 8 a.m. I would schedule that particular assignment to post to the classroom. So I can do it that way, or I can just click assign. It'll take a minute, but the assignment is being created. And then once the assignment is created, you see I'm still in the classwork tab. And it says that there is a parts of speech activity number 1. Notice that my topic showed up here. My topic also showed up over here. What this is going to do for students is any assignments that I give students that deal with parts of speech, when I select that topic, when I'm creating an assignment, it'll organize all of those activities to go under this topic. And then if I want to create an assignment on like a story that we're reading in class, maybe my topic will be the title of that story. And then when students come to this classwork tab, they'll see a new section that has the title of the story, and then it'll organize all of the assignments that I assign dealing with that story under there. So the topics function is really critical to just kind of organizing the information that you have in here. If I go back to the stream, students will see this assignment here in the stream as well. Now, I don't like the order of this right now. So what I'm going to do is I want this post to be the very first thing that students see. So I'm going to click this little 3 button here and I'm going to hit move to top. And what that's going to do is kind of keep the order of things that I want students to see in the stream. But that's the assignment. Whenever students want to access the assignment, they can either click here and they'll see that they haven't turned it in yet. They'll have to go up here to instructions, and then that will give them access to the assignment so they can click this document and see that. Or they could just go to the classwork tab up here and they can access the assignment there. So those are 2 ways that the students can access that. Now, this class drive folder, if I click on that, you see that Google Classroom has automatically created a folder in my drive called the title of my Google Classroom. And then any assignment that I ever post in Google Classroom will just automatically create a folder for itself within the Google Classroom folder. And then when students turn in work, all that work will be in here. So it keeps everything nice and organized in my Google Drive for me. So that's how you add an assignment in Google Classroom.